He will never be president of the United States.
Good call.
He's not going to be president. He is not.
I knew it.
Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank. I guarantee it.
All right, all right.
Donald Trump will not become president.
Doesn't stand a chance.
Okay, here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
Are you retarded?
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Take it from me.
Take it from him.
And we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket.
Next, I know you don't believe that, but I want to go
drunk?
on.
Sorry to laugh. He's not going to be president of the United States.
Let's be clear. Donald Trump will lose the election.
Crystal clear.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is the here today, gone tomorrow candidate for president of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point.
I agree.
At real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump. At least I will go down as a president.
Mic drop.
I'll make a prediction, though, for you. I don't really get into predictions much, but this one I'll go way out on a limb. Donald Trump will never, ever be president of the United States. That Trump should not be in this race. He's an absurdity. He is a travesty.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now.
Two of them?
On behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
And so, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right?
Said the dumbest man on the planet.
It's been fun. It's been great.
How is he on the air?
I love you. But come on, buddy. All, let's say, cow poo-poo aside, there is zero chance we'll be seeing you being sworn in on the Capitol steps with your hand on a giant golden Bible.
We talk about him every day, and we continuously bash him.
He's not going to be the president. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
And we're coming to a point where if you're Hillary Clinton, you're honestly probably starting to think about not just whether you will win, but how big your win will be.
Right.
And then you say that Donald Trump has the best day in the entire world, completely outperforms expectations, and he wins all of the toss-up states. He wins all 5 of those states, plus that electoral college vote in Maine that he's after.
What?
He wins all of the toss-ups, which would be insane because nobody wins all of the toss-up states. Even if Donald Trump did win all of the toss-up states, he would still lose.
I can see why you're returning.
Call to the Republican Party. Despite Boris thinking that Donald Trump could win New York, like this, the presidential race is over.
Could I just cut through? I have one thing to say, one thing only.
What's that, fat man?
And that is that this race is over. Tomorrow morning, the money will dry up. The Republicans will start to hide. Trump has no place to go. This race, effectively, as of tonight, is no longer a presidential race.
That's why I've never seen you again.
I mean, everything I know about presidential politics, and I've been through 5 of them, I've never seen one like this.
Genius.
This race is over. You might as well accept it. And the question now is, how do you minimize damage?
I mean, he had a really good chance to be different and really have a chance to change things, but he doesn't do the work. He's lazy.
So when you stand and deliver that State of the Union address, in no part of your mind or brain can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit. I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
I think Harris is on a trajectory to probably win by more than the 20,000 votes that for the last 6.
Look, I think she's going to win by about the same margin that Obama won in 12.
Oh, wow.
Like 3.9.
That's a big prediction.
particularly am watching North Carolina, and she'll end up winning the race not because she won North Carolina. It'll just mean that a bunch of other states on the bubble, like we've talked about before, she should win by a larger margin than Biden.
That everything points toward a Harris win in all three of those states. Yeah, when Trump loses North Carolina, when he loses North Carolina, that's an indication that he's going to lose the rest of the states that come in that night, or most of them. And I wouldn't even be surprised to see something unexpected like we saw in 2008, where Obama wins a random state like Indiana.
I think we've all seen the Trump campaign falling apart in front of us since Madison Square Garden.
Dismal.
I mean, it was falling apart before that, but that precipitated, I think, a pretty hard collapse. It's getting harder for him to get a crowd in the room. I mean, Jeff, you said last night of Trump's rally in Michigan, you've had more people in your kitchen. It was sad.
Nobody showed up to Trump's Michigan rally?
Please welcome the next president of the United States.
When he ends up losing on Tuesday, that
now he's out
he's the
there
only person laughing.
Garbage trucks with this. I mean, it looks ridiculous.
Garbage trucks, not going to work, Trump.
As we all know, if she wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, he has to run the board and hope for miracles.
He needs a sausage fest to happen today of non-college educated white guys, dudes showing up who are in their 20s and 30s.
He's not going to have that.
And they're the least reliable voters on the planet.
No kidding. Joe Rogan fans?
Right? They got other things to do. Go drink beer, go to work, chase girls. Like, they got stuff going on.
They're not interested in politics.
I love these kids. So this election is mainly going to hinge on Pennsylvania, and right now it's not looking good for Harris. I think Trump's going to win.
Well, the reason why I don't think Kamala got my vote is because I feel like everything she does is pretty phony.
So if that trend continues, we're not looking at just victory, we're looking at a wipeout. How old are you? You're with the young Republicans. I'm 28.
And to be honest, like,
he's being honest now.
You look at Harris's events, whether they're in Philly or in Detroit or in Milwaukee in the last couple of days versus Trump, she's packing them. And I don't get the sense, to Stuart's point, that they're...
I think Donald Trump will be a candidate for president if he loses in February 25. The party's going to have to continue to lose for a while before it does what it takes to change, and I'm not sure what that would be.
The Republicans are going to be in a position where what's left of the party is older, whiter, angrier, meaner, more afraid of the future. They're going to have some significant diversity, though. There's going to be Germans and Irish and Dutch and a whole lot of other white people. And after a decade of losing, they're going to have the same guy at the head of the party. That's going to be the reality when this election is over, is Trump will have led the Republicans to yet another defeat in the House, defeat across the nation in state houses and the legislature. And quite possibly they're about to squander the opportunity that was just there for the Republicans to pick up the U.S. Senate. And it looks like increasingly like John Tester may be the new Harry Reid.
God bless John Tester, man.
The guy behind the guy.
Ahead until election day.
The more likely scenario is they're going to have civil war within. A big part of what we need to do in the aftermath of this thing is we want them to all be fighting amongst themselves. Better they have a civil war with each other than try and have a civil war with all of us.
Good point.
There is a fear out there.
What's the fear?
And I think it's a legitimate fear.
I don't know.
About just how bad the 76 days after the election are going to be. In this period between election and certification,
when he loses,
what should Americans be doing and thinking about?
Lock your doors.
The only way that I think that is going to be available for the Trump campaign to have any Hail Mary shot at winning in the courts.
It's amazing. Now they're talking about what happens after Trump loses. Great prediction, guys. The worst on the planet.
Look, I think that the period between the election and the 20th could be the most volatile period since the Civil War. 3 weeks after the election, he gets sentenced. Is it 26th or something?
He's going to jail.
I believe it is 26th.
26th.
Yeah.
Going to jail.
So who knows what's going to happen there? But you can imagine if he's sentenced to prison time.
Well, of course.
What that reaction would be like.
Trumpism is still going to be wandering around the countryside like a zombie for a while. We're going to have to take some steps to make sure that threat is mitigated a little bit going forward.
And then, of course, there's Donald Trump.
Yes.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Joke's on you, bitch.
What's that?